Hello, how are you? Has it ever happened to you that when you get out of bed in the morning, you feel dizzy, like your head is empty, or sometimes everything even goes black, the so-called blackout that people talk about? Many people believe this is natural, that it has to do with aging or getting older, but science shows that it's not just that. There are some reflexes related to circulation, balance, and even hydration that can work differently as we age, which can contribute to this. Today I'm going to explain more about this to you and give you some really great tips. You're going to love it, so stay until the end. You won't want to miss it. Before we start, I want to ask you if you've ever felt this way, if this happens to you often or not. I would love to see your comment. By the way, tell me how old you are and if you think this has been happening more frequently as you've been getting older or not. I love knowing these details. Remember to like the video. It really helps me out here on the channel. It shows YouTube that you support my channel, that you trust my content, and it's also good for you. When you like the video, it signals to YouTube that you enjoy this kind of content, so you'll get more videos like this with this idea to help you as well. First, I'm going to explain to you why this can happen, this morning dizziness, right? There's a physiological explanation for this. While we sleep, our blood pressure is lower than during the day and the tone of our blood vessels decreases. This is actually natural. But upon waking up, especially after the age of 50 or 60, the body can take a little longer to adjust this circulation against gravity. So when we get up too quickly, it's as if all the blood rushes down to the legs because of gravity, and the brain may receive less oxygen for a few seconds, and that's when the dizziness appears. This phenomenon even has a name, right? It's the drop in blood pressure when changing position, known as orthostatic hypotension. It's something common, but it requires attention because the lower the muscle mass, the greater the tendency for this variation in blood pressure, since muscles are important for pumping blood back to the torso. And we know that many people, as they age, can also experience a reduction in muscle mass. Of course, nobody wants this to happen every day, especially because it can be dangerous. You wake up, feel dizzy, you could fall and hit your head. Obviously, we don't want that to happen. So let's try to look at the main mistakes people make so you can try to avoid this. The first thing is getting up too quickly. This is the behavior that most often causes that morning dizziness. What science recommends is making gradual movements, right? Don't wake up and jump straight out of bed. This will help your circulatory system wake up along with you. So what doctors usually recommend is a safe routine. Before getting out of bed, move your feet, flex your ankles, stretch your legs, and if you can, give your calves a little pump, like pointing your toes like a ballerina or a clown. 20 to 30 seconds is enough to get your circulation going. Take a few deep breaths and sit on the bed before standing up. In other words, sit down and wait about 20 or 30 seconds before standing up completely. This ends up being simple, but it can significantly reduce the risk of dizziness. The second mistake is not hydrating yourself as soon as you wake up. We know that during the night, we can lose even a significant amount of water. Some people can lose between 14 and 27 ounces of water through sweating and breathing, and this ends up decreasing the circulating blood volume in our vessels. And a lower blood volume can be related to more unstable blood pressure. So a slight morning dehydration can cause weakness, dizziness, a feeling of instability, and even difficulty concentrating. That's why many people say, and health professionals recommend, that you should drink water as soon as you wake up. A glass of water by your bedside can be very good for you. Many people already wake up with a dry mouth, with that urge to drink water, our body already signaling that we need water first thing in the morning. So leaving a glass of water there during the night can be a super useful strategy. And before any meal in the morning, ideally you should hydrate yourself. So before thinking about breakfast, before eating food or drinking black coffee, hydrate yourself first. This can also help you avoid that dizziness early in the morning. The third mistake is leaving the house without eating anything. There are many people who wake up already running late for their commitments and say, "Oh, I don't have time to eat anything or hydrate right now, I'll just leave like this." This can worsen that feeling of dizziness, because going many hours without eating, for some people, can make their blood sugar drop too low, especially for those who have altered insulin sensitivity, which ends up being relatively more common after the age of 60. So a balanced morning meal with fiber and protein can help stabilize your blood sugar, improve energy fluctuations, and reduce those episodes of dizziness related to fasting. So remember that good breakfast options can be, for example, yogurt, which already has protein, with chia seeds, which provide fiber, and a piece of fruit. You could go with whole grain toast or even a low-carb version. I have plenty of recipes for those, topped with scrambled or boiled eggs. You could even add another piece of fruit to the meal if you choose the low-carb option, just to round it out. Another great idea is to make a smoothie using milk, whey protein, a source of fiber, like flaxseed or chia, and some fruit. These are excellent, quick, and light options to help avoid those blood sugar fluctuations first thing in the morning. One thing that can really help if you feel this dizziness while you're still in bed right after you wake up is the lighting in your bedroom. That's because we know that the body's balance also depends on vision, the inner ear, and the sensors in the muscles and joints related to this system. So when you wake up in complete darkness, if you're one of those people who have blackout curtains in your room, those blinds that block out everything, your brain might end up lacking a point of reference, missing one of those pillars, which is vision. So without this visual reference, the chance of you feeling dizzy can increase for some people. So a really good tip is to put a lamp next to your bed, and when you wake up, turn on that lamp. It can be with a soft light. It doesn't have to be anything like a very bright white light that will also startle you in the morning. Or you can just leave the curtains without the blackout, because as the sun rises, the room will gradually get lighter. You know, that soft, natural light can help you. Waking up in complete darkness can make that feeling of dizziness worse for you. It's worth mentioning that dizziness can be something physiological, but it can also be something more serious. So dizziness can be a warning sign that your body is giving you that something isn't working very well. So if along with dizziness, you also have double vision, sudden loss of vision, difficulty speaking, weakness on one side of the body, intense pain either in the chest or shortness of breath, these could indicate serious health problems, and in these cases, every minute can make a difference. So besides that, if it's nothing that serious, but if this dizziness lasts a long time, more than 5 minutes, if it happens every day, if it causes falls or near falls, if it comes with palpitations, cold sweats, or nausea, you need to see a doctor. If you have any questions, remember to consult your doctor in your city. This video is for informational purposes only and is intended solely to help you. Tell me down below which of these habits you're going to try to change. I would love to see your comment. Remember to like the video, that really helps me, and share it with anyone you think will enjoy it or needs these tips. Let's expand this chain of kindness together. That's what I want here with the channel. See you next time. Bye.